I get this kind of, oh, that's kind of wonky, huh? Oh, well, it's fine. It's fine. Hello, hello. I am sitting here. Today is July 20th, 2023. It is day 20 of the Tour de Fleece. Also the Tour de France, but I mean, let's be honest, I'm here for the Tour de Fleece. Um, I am actually, this is the after dinner dessert time for my daughter. She is having, my other daughter's at karate. My younger daughter is now having our standard, always in the house, chocolate chips for dessert. We keep a bag of chocolate chips frozen in the freezer, and that's just what we do. So you are probably going to hear lots of appreciative noises from her throughout this because she loves her chocolate chips and she just likes to make all of the noises about them. I feel like I need to do that a little bit. Hi, Tina. It's 3:30 and you just happen to be sitting at the computer. Hi. Thank you for tuning in from California. So you guys are like just 3:30. You're like just past the afternoon slump. Now you're like at the counting down to when you get to leave. um, Yeah, so I am just about to finish up. I've got this much left to do on my second bobbin for the 2-ply fractal, and I will be, um, when I finish that, I'll switch over and get it started. Faraday, you're just sitting down to dinner, been freezing blueberries. I love doing that with blueberries. I can't wait till my kids are old. Well, you know what? I'm just going to have to go blueberry picking and strawberry picking by myself. Been outside in the heat playing with some natural dyeing. Oh, that's fun. What have you been naturally dyeing? I I have some indigo plants that I got from a semi-local farm, and the leaves aren't turning blue when I crush them. So I did reach out to them and be like, when do they start doing that? I don't know. And so hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to do some indigo stuff. Um, by the way, oh, thank you very much. Thank you. It really is like I'm super pumped about it. I am super, super pumped about it. Um, I haven't really spun fractals before that much, at least not like well. I would never remember to knot the end and go the right way. And so I feel like I've kind of figured out like really what I'm supposed to do. You made an ice plant dye pot last night. And a Japanese maple one today. Ooh, what color does Japanese maple give? I mean, I know the leaves are like purpley reddish, but does it actually, give any sort of color like that? And how do you like to mordant? I mean, I've only ever used alum at this point because it was the easiest thing for me to just get and deal with. Um, so I'll be I want to play some more for sure. So hopefully the indigo, I'll get some answers on that. Um, it's funny. I wanted to ask you folks if, because I've seen lately a lot of people having conversations about spinning. Not sure yet. One done with the red, and I am trying it with the green, cooling now. Oh, okay. I'll be interested to hear what how that comes out. Um, so I've been seeing in a lot of conversations. I saw this on Andrea Mowry's "I'll Knit If I Want to" podcast. For me, when I finish a ply and there's still some left on a bobbin, I automatically do bracelet plying or chain plying to finish it up. If I'm doing a 3-ply or a 2-ply. Is that not common practice? Thank you, Faraday. Oh, hubby just walked in with the rusty bits so you can make the iron mordant. But so far you've only done alum. Yeah, I'm curious about, like, I want to do all of that, but I want to do it at my shop so my kids don't get into it. So yeah, I'm just curious, is that not common practice for everyone to just automatically finish up their bobbins, like, on the skein of yarn that they're working on, like, whether it be a bracelet ply or, doing a chain ply or something? Because there's no way I could be having all these extra bits of singles laying around. Like, that would not suit me. That would drive me up the wall. And then I realized I might be the outlier on the bell curve of what people do when there's leftover singles on a bobbin. Because I just, no, absolutely not. Just having little toilet paper rolls all over the house with singles on it, bits of singles, would drive me nuts. And I understand that it doesn't necessarily preserve the color progression or the whatever, but if it's a tail end of a bobbin, even just putting it on the yarn, like, you don't have to use it if it really messes with it. But again, I am less particular, I suppose, than some might be when it comes to that sort of stuff. So, we'll see. We'll find out if I'm the only one who does that. Are those so good? Yeah. You tend to wind them into a tiny ball and shove them into a drawer, but not sure yet what you are going to do with them. Really? Is there a reason why you don't bracelet ply or chain ply them on the end? Like, I'm just so curious. Because one of the first things I learned with spinning is that that's kind of what you can do to mitigate all of the, like, having extra bits. And so I'm just so curious, like, who is not teaching this? Well, for anybody that doesn't know you can do that, you can bracelet ply or chain ply if you're doing a 3-ply yarn and you run out. You can chain ply or bracelet ply. Evie, you do what I do? Okay. All right, well, that makes sense to me. Because whenever Andrea Mowry started holding up little toilet paper rolls with these singles on it, I was just like, but you can just, turkey hand it, bracelet hand it, whatever. Sometimes you keep the singles till you have a bunch, then make a weirder skein for fun. That's valid, Carol. That's totally, like, I get that. But it sounds like some people don't know that you don't have, that they can go onto the skein that you are currently making. Or at least that's my impression of how it sounds through, reading their comments and such. Tina, you've learned from YouTube just last August and still learning. I have done some chain plying and bracelet ones so far. See, once I learned bracelet plying, first of all, I love it. If I could comfortably do it with 100 grams, I totally would. I like bracelet plying. Wasn't it Evie that shared how her first 2-ply ended up exactly the same length on each bobbin? Yeah, but that's not. It sure as shit didn't happen to me the first time. Yeah. No, that I was not lucky like that. I've never been lucky like that. No matter how much I measure, you know? But then again, once I figured out the bracelet plying thing, once I learned the bracelet plying thing, I just, I don't care that much. I have not been, until recently, doing fractal spinning and caring that much about color progression, but, you know. Oh, and why I'm flinging around knitting needles, because my lazy cape that my husband made for me is, and it's got my little shop logo on it. He was very sweet for Christmas. He made this for me because I was using, with my knitting needles, an Amazon box, because I could. It didn't matter. But he very kindly made me a more sturdy box after he saw me with my janky janky little Kate that I had. Sorry for bending out of frame, but I am trying to put things together so that I can start flying this. Whoa! Are you throwing your water bottle on the floor?
Yeah,
You did win the lottery that day, Evie. So, yep, I have finished both. This is the second bobbin. This is the 3 part of the 1-3 fractal. Oh, I finished my shawl earlier today. That is outside in the shade drying. It is so big and squishy and comfortable. I love it. It could have been a little bigger, only because I got to like the end of my yarn and I knew I was going to do an I-cord bind off, and that takes quite a bit of yarn, and I really didn't want to run out in the middle of it. So I was overly cautious and, didn't do another 2 rows. You want the remote?
No, I make it a rope.
Oh, you need me to, okay, there we go. It's so pretty. You saw it on Instagram. Thank you. Yeah, I am like really pumped about it. Boneyard Shawl by Stephen Westnitz on Instagram. There's a reason why it's a super popular pattern. It is very easy for beginners, but also like beautiful, like the texture that you can manage with it and the color management that you can do to make it a little more whatever you want to make it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're not somebody that has done a lot of knitting or a lot of shawls and you want a pattern, that's my Instagram is Coastal Wool Washing. That's my that is my business. You want to get down? Okay. Pardon me while I go get the child down, but I will continue talking. Yeah, my Instagram is Coastal Wool Washing, which is the name of my business. It's also my website, coastalwoolwashing.com. And so I was originally Manda Made It everywhere, but I only kept it on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. And I will, if I'm not, I think I am following you. I am unsure. I'll have to look. I know I'm subscribed to you, but I don't know. I'll have to look. Something else that's super cool that's happening. I've been in need of shelving for the shop so that I can get the fleeces both washed and unwashed, kind of like, in a better storage system. I have some shelving, but not enough for the amount of fleece that I have. And it I found some shelving on Facebook Marketplace, super cheap, but it looks perfect, so I'll be able to pick that up tomorrow. And I ran into an old friend today and told her about my business. She rents a tiny house on a farm situation, like, and the farm has sheep on it, which I knew, but I wasn't gonna start calling everybody I know was sheep. And she talked to the landlord, the farmer, and they have some Shetland wool that I can take a look at and procure perhaps. So that's pretty exciting because I have been trying so hard to find local sources for things, to offer in my shop and to help local farmers with figuring out how to get more money from their little flocks, Because if they have them as pets or lawnmowers or for meat or whatever, there's still another way for farmers to gain more income off of their hard work. So, anyway, I'm just excited about that. I have no idea what kind of shape these fleece are in, but I am excited to find out because I also just adore Shetland. I mean, I've got white Shetland in the shop. I have white Shetland lamb in the shop, I believe. If it's not in the shop, it's going in the shop soon. I've also got a brown Shetland that is just for me. Mainly because it was really hard for me to skirt it. I had such a hard time seeing tags on it, and that's a me problem. It's such a dark fleece, and so I'm just gonna keep it for myself so I can't inadvertently send somebody washed wool full of poop tags. um, but yeah, I think those are two exciting things. I mean, it can sound kind of mundane in the world of stuff, to being excited about getting shelving for your shop and, picking up a bunch of dirty, unwashed wool. But for me, those are exciting things. Um, so, yeah, that'll be all happening. And then, just going to get to do some more work. So I have started flying my Dragonfly BFL. It's already looking so pretty. And I did spin this super thin. Oh, I did find by the way, I found my Jillian Eve uh, wraps per inch things, and it does come with the one for your plaid yarns, and then the one for your singles, this is the one that is super helpful because I don't, I can, I'm like, I always will be like, oh man, this is so thin. I'm going to spin this for, this is going to end up being like a sport or maybe even fingering. No, worsted. So my ability to read my singles is not, not strong. Not strong. Um, keep getting pigtails in my stuff because I'm not paying attention. But that's okay. Just gonna do that, and there we go. So what is everybody working on? If Alexa, stop. That's my dinner in the oven. What is everybody working on? If you're working on anything. We've got 3 days left of Tour de Fleece. Have you succeeded in what you're trying to do? Have you learned anything, whether it's a technique or anything about yourself and how you approach your spinning or your making or, whatever? These are all interesting things. You are finishing Clue of Stephen West. Oh, I have heard those are so cute. I have heard that those are super cute. I know a couple people doing them. They look they look fun. I mean, they look fun. Like, if I'm always I have never done a Stephen West mystery thing. Quite honestly, because a lot of his stuff isn't necessary. Like, I have to see the design first to make a decision on a color palette. You're spinning, 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 but you did learn to chain ply, Tina. Well, chain plying is a really great skill to have, especially if you want, you know, to go for the best yardage that you can, or maintain the color stuff of your yarn. You know, chain plying, like the first couple times I did it, I hated it. I was so frustrated by it. Um, and then when I stopped taking it so seriously, I got marginally better. I do still really, really like bracelet plying though. If it's a 2 ounce bit, I'll bracelet ply it. That's what I did with my Polypay border luster blend. Bracelet plying I find to be a very fun thing for me. Plus anything I spin on a spindle, not anything, because I will just ply off the spindles a lot of the time, but I do enjoy the bracelet ply. But I am coming up on 22 minutes, and my timer for dinner just went off. Oh, Carol, you're working on some blended Jacob and Polypay and some blue dye Jacob. It's a pretty blue gray heather. That sounds so nice. I have a Jacob fleece, just waiting for me. I've scoured it. I've separated out the colors. And now, once Tour de Fleece is over, it will be one of the projects I get started on. But with that, I am going to bid you all farewell. Don't forget, you can find me on Instagram at Coastal Wool Washing. You're here on YouTube, so you know Amanda made it here. My website is coastalwoolwashing.com. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you feel so inclined. Give it a subscribe if you're interested in seeing further things from me in the future. And yeah, hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much, Tina. Have fun playing with your natural dye. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.